Good evening and welcome into the first news center of the spring 2017 semester. I'm Ryan Kaufman.
And I'm Danny Beck.
Up front tonight, CalU had to close several buildings today due to a water line issue. The university sent out a text alert around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The alert said that classes were canceled in 4 campus buildings. They closed Watkins, New Science, the Ceramics Lab, and Vulcan Hall. A water line break prompted university officials to close the building for Thursday afternoon. They anticipate the buildings will reopen and classes will resume on Friday. All 4 of the campus buildings are located in the section of campus near Old Main. At 4 p.m., another 2 buildings were shut down. Frick and Eberly were both closed, and all classes are canceled from 4:30 until tomorrow.
CalU will begin offering a doctorate in criminal justice through CalU Global Online, an internet-based learning community. The doctorate is the first regionally accredited DCJ degree in the United States and the second doctorate offered at CalU. The innovative design of the doctorate allows for students enrolled to further their education without taking time away from their professional careers. The Doctor of Criminal Justice focuses in on the policy implementation and analytical skills that are crucial in that field. To learn more about the new doctorate, visit calu.edu/DCJ.
Earlier today, a water boil advisory was allowed to be lifted for more than 100,000 customers in more than 20 Pittsburgh neighborhoods. The advisory was issued after testing at the Highland Park filtration plant showed low levels of free chlorine. City officials told residents today that new tests have come back and have shown no traces of bacteria that can cause diarrhea, which was the original cause of concern. Residents are being asked to allow their water to run for a few minutes to properly flush the other water out of their pipes.
Throughout the entire month of February, CalU will be hosting events to celebrate Black History Month. From roundtable discussions, movie showings, and even a soul food luncheon in the Gold Rush, the events have something for everyone. This year's theme for Black History Month is struggle, strength, resilience, and triumph. Students and members of the community alike are encouraged to attend. Admission is free and open to the public unless otherwise stated.
Now, just like Danny said, this year's Black History Month theme at California University, Pennsylvania is Struggle, Strength, Resilience, Triumph. And to kick off the month-long event list, the American Red Cross and Central Blood Bank held a blood drive in the Performance Center on Wednesday. This event was for donors to sign up and receive 1 hour of service credit for donating their blood. The second event of MLK Jr. Day of Giving was the clothing drive being held at the same time as the blood drive in the Performance Center. Any type of donations dropped off will be donated to various nonprofit organizations. Students dropped off gently worn clothing, shoes, and pants, as well as various other items. The 2 events were organized by the Office of Diversity Education and Multicultural Affairs and the Office of Volunteer Programs and Service Learning.
After coming back from the long winter break and having a little bit more money in the bank, the doors may open for some of us when it comes to local food options. I had the chance to check out Beck's Pizza in Brownsville to spice up the list of restaurants in my collection.
Just across the bridge off of Market Street in Brownsville, PA, sits Beck's Pizza, currently vending out of a Carnival food truck while the restaurant is being remodeled. I had the opportunity to speak with Ryan Beck, the owner-operator of Beck's Pizza.
I've been working on this place for 4 years. We were just getting ready to open. We had a fire, so it set us back a few months. So with me doing the carnivals all summer long, we decided to open up in the parking lot with a food truck. It's working out good. We hope to be inside this building within a month or so.
The new restaurant will feature quite a few new items, some of which will tie into the Carnival theme truck they're operating out of now.
We will be offering the hula boat here, which we did for Carnival Eats on the Food Network. And we offer a variety of 6 or 7 different flavors now, other than the ones seen on the show. We'll be doing funnel cakes, deep fried Oreos, hand-dipped corn dogs on a daily basis.
The different menu options seem like quite the lineup, but Beck's will also provide some amenities that you won't get from a traditional pizza place.
We have pizza, strombolis, hoagies, wings. All of our sauce is homemade here. Well, we're going to have a deli in the back. We're going to have a convenience store, milk, bread, eggs. Lottery will be here. Come in and get your lunch meat, cheeses daily.
For CalU students, Beck's also will provide a discount for the college budget.
Yes, we deliver 7 miles from our location. We will deliver to CalU. We offer a 10% discount to all CalU students. We hope everybody likes our pizza. Give us reviews. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. You can follow us daily on the internet for updated specials. Look for us our grand opening in the beginning of March.
For CUTV Newscenter, I'm Danny Beck.
Now here's some sobering news. According to the scientists at the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, humanity is now 30 seconds closer to the end of the world. The clock, which is a measuring device for how close the world is to destruction, which happens at the midnight mark, which now stands at 2.5 minutes to midnight, is the closest it's been to midnight since 1953 when the U.S. and the Soviet Union tested thermonuclear devices, moving that clock to 2 minutes to midnight. And now for a story from down under. A 75-year-old Australian man posted an ad online looking for nothing more than a fishing buddy. The man said his wife passed away a few years ago and told reporters that it gets a little bit lonely just sitting around watching the TV a lot of the time. Going fishing by yourself is not much fun. So with the help of his home care nurse, he posted an ad saying, "I'm a widowed man who is looking for a fishing mate. What I want is a fishing mate in a similar position to myself and also want someone to go fishing with." Since posting the ad, he says his phone has not stopped ringing, and he said he will be willing to share the cost of the trip. The ad has been viewed more than 1 million times. So, Danny, we have a little flyer here for an event coming up on Wednesday, February 8th. It's a party happening right back here behind our station.
Yeah, it's awesome. It helps PSECU getting a little bit more people back this way. I know that the station is kind of in a weird spot. A lot of people don't know exactly where we're located, but I guess we teamed up with PSECU. We're also going to have WCAL.
They're going to have a live remote there.
Yeah, so it's something for everybody. There's going to be food, games, giveaways, all that stuff to kind of get people back our way and try to also drum up some people to help all these great organizations.
I was talking to Pam Delverne earlier, and I heard the food list for this. It's crazy. There's even going to be wings on this one, too. And they're going to be replenishing the food all day from 10:30 to 1:30. Great giveaways, too, like Danny said.
If wings aren't enough to get you down here, I don't know what will, honestly.
Well, we'll have to see what the rest of the menu is. All right, when we come back after the break, due to technical difficulties, we have Dylan Gaudet here, and he's going to be able to talk to you about the weather. Stay tuned.
So yeah, like Ryan was saying, we had a little bit of technical difficulties back in the weather lab today because, it's the first time we've been in there since winter break. But the forecast actually looks like a little bit of a warm-up, despite what the groundhogs all across the country said. The majority of them did say that winter, according to their mythical ways there, winter is still going to be here for about 6 more weeks. But there is a warm-up in the near future for next week, actually up almost to the 60s mid next week. So there could definitely be a warm-up there, but like we've seen, it's been a little chilly, but it hasn't been the winter that we're accustomed to.
Right. Sarah and I were walking to class earlier, and she was like, if this wind wasn't here, it'd be perfect today. I mean, we sort of deserve that wind today because of how spoiled we've been with how warm it's been.
Yeah, we haven't had a big major snowstorm yet, which is different. Last year we had that huge snowstorm where we missed a day of class, so definitely not the coldest winter, especially the last 3 years have actually been, the temperatures have been rising, and it's just gotten warmer each of the past 3 years, and we've definitely seen that this winter.
Yeah, and I've said that winter is my favorite month, and unfortunately I'm not having the winter that I like, but summer's good too, so closer to that, just getting warmer and all that going into the spring months. I mean, I'd like a little bit more snow though, Dylan. Can you please just try to put that in somewhere, some snow?
There's not a bigger fan of snow than I am, and I'm just praying for the snow there. But yeah, it's not coming here anytime soon, especially not in the next week. But keep an eye on the forecast though. Next news center, we should have the board up and working, so we'll have a nice forecast then.
The warmer, the better.
I don't know about that. I do like the cold. It's annoying, but I need a little snow.
Exactly. When we come back after the break, Stephen Ruffing takes us on a trip around the entertainment world. Stay tuned.
This season, the pride and pageantry of college football
Is that a catch? Oh, yeah!
can all be found in one place.
He will score. Touchdown!
NCAA.com. From the biggest matchups come breakout performances.
Keeping one deep.
And those game-changing moments live here. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com. From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship, found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
Welcome back to CUTV Newscenter. I'm Stephen Ruffing with your entertainment report. Michael Kent, a comedic magician from Columbus, Ohio, joins SAB and the students of Cal U tomorrow for February's edition of Funny Freaking Friday. Mike has performed at over 500 college campuses and was voted Entertainer of the Year by Campus Activities magazine. The show will be held from 7 to 8 p.m. in the Vulcan Theater. The show is free, so be sure to come out and have a funny freaking Friday. Underground Cafe is back at it again tonight from 9 to 11 p.m. in the Performance Center with feature band Cedar Green. Cedar Green is an alternative rock band from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and won the 2015 Lehigh Valley New Discovered Artist Award. WCAL will also be there selling pizza slices to raise money for the Epilepsy Foundation of Western and Central Pennsylvania. Make sure to make your way to the Performance Center for some pizza and good music. SAB will be celebrating Black History Month in the Performance Center next Tuesday with a cappella group Casual from 7 to 9 p.m. Casual has performed on America's Got Talent, The Maury Povich Show, BET, and MTV. Made up of 3 brothers and 1 cousin, Casual puts on a show of smooth a cappella harmony while also throwing in a mix of 80s, top 40, and originals. Come jam out with the electrifying a cappella group and your fellow Cal U students for Black History Month. Last week, I sat down for an interview with Dave Coulier when he flew in from the state of California to California, PA, to put on a show for the first edition of Funny Freaking Friday of the spring semester. And boy, was it freaking funny.
Dave Coulier was an 18-year-old stand-up comedian from Detroit, Michigan, who befriended none other than Bob Saget. Dave went on to tell me about the early days with his good friend Bob and how it is to work with him.
Well, I met Bob before I ever ventured out to California. I met Bob when I was 18, and I was a beginning stand-up in Detroit, Michigan, and Bob came through on a Comedy Store tour. I love him dearly. I've known Bob. We've been through so much together. He's like my brother. He's a blast to work with. We do nothing but laugh.
The famous phrase, "cut it out," wasn't completely planned for Dave's character from Full House. Dave got the idea from his childhood friend, Mark Sandrowski, director of The Big Bang Theory.
He used to do this character, Mark Suave, on stage, and that's where he came up with "cut it out," and I said, I'm going to steal that. And so I stole it from him. I started using it on a show on Nickelodeon called Out of Control that I hosted.
To close out the interview, I asked Dave if these college performances kept him young and if he enjoys performing in front of these college kids.
I would not jump on a plane and fly across the entire country and come and do stand-up for an hour and then turn around the next day and go right back to California unless it was fun. And I've always said, when this is no longer fun, I'll just stop.
For CUTV News Center, I'm Stephen Ruffing.
CUTV? That's like Cut It Out TV. Wow. Okay.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks.
And to round out the entertainment for this week, we have Moana in the Vulcan Theater. a young spirited teenager, Moana, goes on a journey to prove herself as a master wayfinder and fulfill a quest left behind by her late ancestors. Moana meets demigod Maui and sets out on an action-packed filled journey on the ocean fighting fiery creatures in near impossible odds. Showtimes are 11 a.m., 7 p.m., and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 4, 7, and 10 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. And real quick before we get into our little banter, if you want to check out that full interview of myself and Dave Coulier, you could watch it on YouTube once we finally get it uploaded. Of course, yeah, YouTube is being a little uncooperative, yeah, a little finicky. But Ryan, you were sick and you missed out on a fantastic show from Dave Coulier.
I did, and I absolutely love him too. So
Yeah.
I mean, like I would have loved to have gone, but my body had other issues to deal with.
He was hilarious. I know that I was the cameraman for you while you're doing the interview, and just sitting there watching the two of you talk, he's just so personable.
Yeah.
He definitely can carry on a conversation. I was telling people, what you see on stage is him one-on-one. He carries that on. I guess that's just his personality. Honestly,
Right.
He can be funny on and off screen, and that's good to see too. You don't want to see a person that's kind of mad all the time
Right.
off stage. But I mean, maybe they just put up an act. But he was hilarious.
Yeah, he was. And going into the interview, a college kid interviewing someone like Dave Coulier, someone that a lot of people know and watched Full House growing up, he made it so easy for me to interview him. He just made me very calm and relaxed, and it was a great interview.
Yeah, it was also your first interview.
Everybody.
That was his first.
Yeah.
That's
and he
insane.
made it so easy, and he was great. It was a great interview.
Yeah.
Did he do the cut it out thing?
Oh yeah, plenty of times. You could see that in the full interview if it ever uploads.
Once we get on YouTube. All right, thanks, Steve. When we return, Anthony D'Agostino has your sports report. Stay tuned.
And welcome back to CUTV Newscenter. I'm Anthony D'Agostino with your sports report. This past Wednesday, the number 4 California Vulcans women's basketball team traveled to Slippery Rock to play in the PSAC Divisional Conference game. Let's go to the Morrow Fieldhouse for the highlights. And he's here, starting off the game strong here. Sierra Barrett getting a beautiful jump shot from beyond the free throw line to fall in. California starting 2-0, and then they continued their run here to make it a 4-0 game there with Shatera Parson with a jump shot from the near side. And then to keep it continuing, another 2-point shot here as Lana Doran drives in and gets a beautiful layup past the defense, and that'll cause Slippery Rock to call a timeout. It'll be 6-0 in the first quarter. Up ahead, California up 8-7. Now Lana Doran making it 11-7 now with a beautiful 3-point shot still in the first quarter. Now we go to the second quarter. California 40-24. Sierra Barrett does a beautiful Euro step there on a breakaway and gets it to be 42-24 Cal still in the second quarter. Now in the fourth quarter, it's the young ones coming out. DJ Hahn with a beautiful 3-point shot there, extending California's lead. And last but not least, one of the other young players for California, Gina Valacorsa, taking an open three and making it 55 will be the final score there. The number 4 team beat Slippery Rock. Lana Doran had 19 points. Sierra Barrett had 16 points and 7 rebounds. Mickey Glenn had 11 points and 8 rebounds. And Precious Martin had 11 points as well. The California men's basketball team also traveled to Slippery Rock to try and continue their 3-game win streak. Let's go back to the Morrow Fieldhouse for the highlights.
Point lead 5-4.
And California starting off here. Rashawn Brown with a beautiful layup.
6-5.
And California trying to fight back, and they're down 8-9. Rashawn Brown gets it off to Jay Tucker, who does a beautiful layup there as the ball rolls around, and they get back and leading 11-9 in the first half. Now they're down 19-16, but not so fast. California strikes back with Cordell Smith with a three-point shot, 19-19. Now Cordell Smith with a steal here, trying to get back into the game. Gets 2 points for California, making it 28-21. Slippery Rock still in the first half as we move now to the second half. Robel Teckle for three, trying to get California back in it again. They're down 35-28. And still, Robel Teckle. This time a jump shot there, getting California down by 8, 48-40. However, they will not be able to come back all the way and win as Slippery Rock defeats the Vulcans 52-44 and snap their three-game win streak. Cordell Smith had 11 points. Tony Richardson had a double-double with 10 points and 10 rebounds. Robel Teckle had 9 points, and Rashawn Brown had 7 points. Last semester, I previewed the upcoming CalU men's basketball team, and now it's time to take a look at the CalU women's basketball team and their season already in progress.
A season ago, the Vulcans looked to repeat as NCAA Division II national champions. They won the PSAC West and then won the PSAC tournament at home against a tough IUP team. They then traveled 314 miles south to Virginia Union to play in the regional tournament. They started off strong and beat Shaw in a hot and humid gym in Richmond 80-70. Their next game would prove to be much tougher as they had to take on West Liberty. The Vulcans fought and battled, but in the end, they just fell short of their hopes at reaching the Elite Eight and getting a chance to go back-to-back as they lost 68-62. This season, the Vulcans are once again looking to go back to the Elite Eight and attempt to reclaim the prize they won 2 seasons ago. They are fueled by last season's early exit and the drive of knowing they have the team to win it all once again. They come back only losing one senior in Paige Wright. They are led by senior All-American Mickey Glenn, and she wants one last national championship trophy before she leaves her legacy behind her. The Vulcans are already on pace to go deep into the postseason as they are 20-1 so far this season. Continue to follow all of the women's basketball coverage on CUTV and WCAL this season as the Vulcans once again look to make it to the postseason.
The 51st Super Bowl game is upon us, as this Sunday marks the big day for most Americans. While everyone is preparing what they will be eating and drinking, 2 teams are preparing for a showdown. One team is preparing like it is another day at the office in the New England Patriots, and the other is preparing for an experience they won't forget in the Atlanta Falcons. The New England Patriots are playing in their 9th Super Bowl and are looking to win their 5th. Their last Super Bowl they were in, they beat the Seattle Seahawks in 2014. The Atlanta Falcons are on a magical run this season and are playing in their first Super Bowl since 1998 when they lost to the Broncos 34-19. In this Super Bowl, the odds are against the Atlanta Falcons, and that may be what they need in order to win. The Patriots are 3-point favorites over the Atlanta Falcons. So tune into your local Fox station at 6:05 for the 51st Super Bowl game. The NHL season is halfway over as the NHL All-Star Tournament was just completed this past weekend. The NHL's hottest division, the Metro Division, won the All-Star Tournament, and Flyers right winger Wayne Simmons won the tournament MVP award. After the All-Star Tournament is when the teams can make it or break it, and last season the Pittsburgh Penguins were on the outside looking in to the playoffs before the All-Star break. They came back in the second half of the season and won it all. Since it is the week after the All-Star break, I decided to do a way too early Stanley Cup prediction of who will win the Cup. And you see the graphic. There's the graphic, the Stanley Cup final. The Pittsburgh Penguins are my prediction to win the Stanley Cup this year over the Minnesota Wild. And I think, however, the winner of the Washington and Pittsburgh game in the playoffs, I think they'll both make it and they'll play together against each other. And the winner of that game will be the winner of the Stanley Cup there. But I do think the Pittsburgh Penguins will go back-to-back this season. And now it's time for the Vulcan Hammer Award. For the Vulcan Hammer Award this week, I've selected Vulcan's women's track athlete, Julie Friend. Friend is a junior from Uniontown, and Friend reached the NCAA provisional mark in both the 3,000 and as a member of the long-distance relay team at the Spire Midwest Open. Friend broke her own record in the 3,000-meter run she set in 2014 by nearly 25 seconds. She won the race in 9 minutes and 47.66 seconds. That time is the fastest time recorded in the PSAC this winter. And guys, the Super Bowl 51, like I said, upon us. What are your thoughts?
When you were saying that the Patriots have been to the Super Bowl 9 times, they only won it 4 times, excuse me. Could have won it more, except the Giants were in the way. I'm going to pick the Falcons because I believe that the defense for the Falcons can stop Tom Brady. I believe the run game for the Patriots isn't as strong, it seems like, in the playoffs as it was in the regular season, as they're switching out Dion Lewis and LeGarrette Blount quite a few times. So I just think that this is the time for the Falcons.
I do not NFL. So the part that I'm looking forward to here is the commercials and the food. But no, I'm really looking forward to the commercials this year, and I really hope, because I'm not an NFL fan, but it doesn't mean I still can't hate the Patriots, because I hate that they win so much. I don't like their fan base at all. So go Falcons.
I mean, I think we're all pulling for the Falcons. I personally think the Patriots are going to win, but it all comes down, like Danny said, to the defense. I think if the secondary for the Falcons can hold the wide receivers of the Patriots and the tight end for the Patriots, I think they really have a good chance of winning.
Yeah, most definitely. And as you said, the secondary, I didn't even touch on the secondary at all. The Falcons, it seems like they've been gaining ground as the season progresses in their secondary. The Patriots, they have a decent secondary, nothing to be all over the top about. It's really the offense for the Patriots that I think that if the Falcons can hold them, I think that that's the deciding factor.
But to note on something with Ryan, we also had the halftime show, Lady Gaga performing. What are your thoughts on Lady Gaga real quick?
After I saw her on Carpool Karaoke, I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, it's always interesting to hear who it is. We'll see. I haven't listened to Lady Gaga since her popular songs quite a few years ago. So I don't know what relevance she has in this year. So we're going to see. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, too, because she started to move a little, in my opinion, towards when she was with Tony Bennett in the jazz classic hits there in that sense. So it'll be interesting to see what she does. Like I said, Fox 605, you can watch the Super Bowl and halftime shows and the commercials.
All right. Well, thank you, Anthony, for that. All right. And thank you for joining us tonight on Newscenter.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel at CUTV Newscenter and our Twitter pages, CUTV_PA and CUTV_Newscenter.
Don't forget that Cal Times will be publishing a new edition to their paper in 1 week on campus. Also tune in to 91.9 FM in your car and online at sai.calu.edu/WCAL.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.